Alright, we're going for a ride again because I like this format. Gives me a good excuse to get the car out, and it's also kind of easier for me to do something while I'm talking instead of being Ricky Bobby with the hands. So what I want to bring up today is just a simple reminder that I'm constantly telling myself, and that is just to take action and be grateful. And I know from experience that just doing these two things can really have a huge impact on your life, and it has for me. And the reason why, or one of the reasons why I can speak to this, is because there's been plenty of times, huge stints in my life of doing nothing or doing things that are distracting me from the things that I actually want to be doing, because the long-term purpose-filled things you want to be doing are sometimes scary and hard. Yeah, they're very difficult. So a lot of times in the past I would find all these distraction activities, I call them, going out drinking or playing games or binging TV, all that type of stuff. Just kind of anything that would take my mind out of thinking about my life. I think that's part of one of the big traps we fall into with all this consumption. Is it's much easier to get locked in and trapped scrolling the phone or binging a TV show and drinking and whatnot. All these things, they're all just distraction activities trying to take us away from actually facing what we're here to do. A few years ago, I kind of looked at all these distraction activities pretty deeply and started to eliminate them one by one and refocus my time into something that is a long-term investment for me. There's a number of reasons why we don't do things right, because there's the perfectionist level, and then there's the comparison to others, which I'm strongly against in nearly all forms, if not all. And there's the fear of messing up and making mistakes. So all these things keep us from doing things and taking action some of the time. Another thing that I say is just imperfect action is better than no action at all, because once you start getting out there and doing whatever it is, even if it's not perfect, you're learning and you're growing and you're getting better. And speaking to this whole video series, that is partly what this is about. I spent a lot of time thinking about this idea, and there's still times where it's like I want the production level to be higher and like more clever, do more things with the camera, and I think I'll move towards that eventually. But it was more important just to get the first step of just starting to do it, and starting to do it in a lo-fi way, just letting it be not perfect. It was a big choice that I made that helped me just get started on this, and I think a lot of times that's the right move, instead of trying to perfect before you even begin. Moving to the be grateful part, one thing that I often say is, or at least to myself, is be wary of your desires. And the reason for that is when we're desiring something else, something to change, situation to be different, when we're looking at how we wish things were, then we're in a state of lack. And the more we focus on this state of lack, the more our life will bring us a state of lack. So it kind of spirals. So back to my reminder of just being grateful as much as possible. You know, we have this crazy, unique existence, and there's always something to be grateful for in any situation. And like I said before, like sometimes it's not so easy to find, but there's always something, there's always a perspective you can find and gratitude you can find. And the more that you find it, the more life will give you things to be grateful for. Simple idea, but not always easy. But the more we try to bring gratitude, the better we are. So that's all for today. But there'll be more tomorrow or the next day or both. And as always, thank you for your time.